Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Kent. How you doing? Time again for the knife of the day. And this here is the knife of the day. Now usually when you're watching YouTube, anyone talking about a knife, first impressions or a full review, they always talk about the blade steel. Well, I can promise you this blade steel is not the best steel. They talk about how the knife looks. I can promise you knife doesn't look that great. We always talk about the handle and of course that clip. Well, the clip isn't anything special. Not at all. But with this knife of the day, that blade is everything. That clip is everything. And this knife is very, very special. It's historic, actually, in the knife business. This here is the Spyderco Worker. It's an original Spyderco Worker. It's discontinued. This knife was introduced in SHOT Show in 1981. And most folks, listen to this, tell me if this is familiar, said it was one of the ugliest knives they ever saw. Sound familiar from Spyderco? However, people who used it loved it. This is the Spyderco Worker. Let's talk about that blade first that I talked about. The Spyderco Worker. This is Gen 1 steel. It's a Japanese steel, stainless steel. Sal Glesser had a couple of things he wanted to solve with this knife. And that's why it's so instrumental in the knife business, and especially in Spyderco's business, but the entire knife business. He wanted to solve a couple of things. It's easy to sharpen a knife when it has a lot of carbon in it. That's why when you look at bushcraft knives, a lot of them are high in carbon, and people say you have to take care of them. Make sure they take care of them because they will rust on you. But the reason bushcraft likes that is they're easy to sharpen when they get dull. The problem is high carbon. A lot of people don't want their knives to rust. I'm one of those. And so he wanted a stainless steel. He wanted to try other steels, couldn't get to them. And so this knife has Gen 1 stainless steel out of Japan. And this started the whole Spyderco and Japanese production. That's not the most important part of this blade. The most important part is this. It's the part that as soon as you looked at this knife, you said, that's a Spyderco. Kevin's doing another Spyderco knife of the day. And that's true. The Worker was the very first knife. The very first knife. That knife that they brought to SHOT Show in 1981 was a Worker just like this. The very first knife that had the Spyderco hole. I was so lucky to get an original in pristine condition. Now, as a collector, this is huge. The big thing Spyderco, the big thing that Sal Glesser was looking for is a one-hand opener. And that's why he came up with the Spidey hole and a one-hand closer. And yeah, you see how it fell? Yeah. And that's why a lot of times I talk about the forward choil and stuff. Well, that's how a backlock is supposed to work. You hit it, it falls, your finger's caught by this part right here, and then you have a one-handed close. Look at that detent. This is an original knife. You saw how it fell, right? So this is the Spyderco, as I said, Worker, 2.6-inch blade. This has the Spyder Edge, the serrated edge. You know, a lot of people dislike serrated edges because they're so used to the straight edge and how you cut with a straight edge. And I even talk about how serrated edges are good for ropes and cords, and they are. But also they're good for opening up boxes. It's just you don't do like this. Just one full line opens up boxes. The Spyderco Edge and the Serrated Edge is very, very sharp. Now let's talk about the handle. It's stainless steel again. Sal was trying to solve that rust problem, so he wanted a stainless steel body. Now currently there was a sprint run version of the Worker. They came out with a green handle a couple of years ago. Sprint Run, remember, is a limited edition run from Spyderco. I'm actually carrying that today, so check out my pocket dump deconstruction. It'll come later on today. Remember, we do a knife of the day and a pocket dump deconstruction every single day. On the Worker and the handle, the most important part is the clip. It's a one-way clip, but the clip has all that writing on it. You know why? That's patent pending. The first knife with a pocket clip. So he wanted to solve the one hand open and close. He wanted to solve the stainless steel problem. Now, he's not the first one to use stainless steel. No, there were stainless steels out there. Other companies were using it. And he wanted to deal with the problem of before the pocket clip, people just put the knives in their pockets. And over time, it would wear down the bottom of the pocket, depending on how heavy the knife was. And people start carrying lighter and lighter knives. And so this is the first knife with a pocket clip. First knife with the Spyderco hole. This, my friends, is Spyderco history. The knife of the day is the Spyderco Worker. 2.6-inch blade with the Spyder Edge. Gen 1 steel. A bit of history here on the Keith Kevin Kin channel. If you like these knives of the day, and it seems like you guys are so far, we're going to keep doing them every single day as long as you guys like them. Give me some likes, thumb up, let me know that you're out there. That's what keeps me going. Don't forget, share, let people know that every day we're focusing on the knives. We're going through the Spyderco collection first, then we'll move on to all the other collections. I'm talking about a year and a half or so. I'm expecting a new knife either today or tomorrow, so we'll have a first impression video. So hit that subscribe button. Become a part of our community if you love knives. And also turn on the notification right next to your subscribe button. It has that little bell. That way you won't miss any of these videos. As always, we do 2 new videos each and every day. The pocket dump deconstruction. Today I'll be carrying as my medium knife the Sprint Run version of that knife, the Worker. You guys have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.